So the graph of an equation can be sketched with 3 unique x-coordinates being plugged into the slope-intercept form. So if you had one point and you plotted it on the coordinate plane, you had a second point from this equation and a third point. Since a line is going to continue with the same slope, 3 points with a consistent slope is all you need to see what that line would look like. And once you draw a line through these 3 points, you'll get a sketch of the line. Something else you want to be aware of is called the table of values. As the y-coordinates of a line are being calculated, a table can be used to record the corresponding x and y coordinates. So before you get the 3 points to plot, you need to figure out what 3 points exist on that line. So you can plug in any x-coordinate into the equation and then get the resulting y. And you plug in that x and y into this table. And the third column would be the resulting x and y coordinate. And once you do this 3 times, you'll have the 3 points that you can then plot on your coordinate plane. Now, throughout this chapter, the x-coordinates that I'll be plugging in are -1, 0, and 1, just because it's pretty common to want to sketch the line close to where the axes intersect. So just for the sake of consistency, I'm going to use -1, 0, and 1 for our x-coordinates. We'll plug those values into the x in the equation, and we'll get the resulting y. Now you'll notice, in order to do this, we'll need for the equation to be in slope-intercept form, so that when we plug in an x value, the resulting y value is isolated by itself. So let's take a look at a question like this from start to finish. If you're graphing a line, step 1, plug 3 different x values into the equation. So let's say you were given the equation y is equal to 2x plus 4 and you wanted to sketch this. We're going to use -1, 0, and 1 for our x values. So step 2, you record each x and y coordinate in a table of values. So we plug in -1 for x. -1 times 2 is -2. -2 plus 4 would give you +2. So -1 for x gives you a final value of +2 for y, giving us an xy coordinate of -1, 2. So we record that in our table, and we do this a total of 3 times. The second time, instead of -1 being plugged in for x, we have 0. 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 4 gives you a y value of 4. So in our table, we have 0 for x and 4 for y, giving us an xy coordinate of 0, 4. And we do this a third time by plugging in 1 for x. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 plus 4 is +6. So our third coordinate is 1, 6. Once you have your table of values, we have the 3 points along the line we want. So we can plot these 3 points. That's step 3. And then once we plot them, we draw a line through the points, and that will be the sketch of the line. So our first point is -1, 2. So you go to -1 along the x-axis, you go up to +2 on the y-axis, and you plot that point. 0, 4, plot that point, and then 1, 6. Now we have our 3 points, so we want to draw a line straight through. And that would give us the sketch of y is equal to 2x plus 4. Let's now have you sketch a few lines. Sketch each line. Question number 1, y is equal to -2x plus 4. Question number 2, y is equal to 3x minus 1. And question number 3, 2y minus 4x is equal to 10. Pause the video, sketch each line, and then press play when you are ready to begin. Question number 1. We are given the equation y is equal to negative 2x plus 4. Step 1, plug 3 different x values into the equation. And step 2, record each xy coordinate in a table of values. So for our x values, we're going to use negative 1, 0, and 1 in each question. So if we plug in negative 1 for x, we get negative 2 times negative 1, which is positive 2. Positive 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. So our first coordinate is negative 1, 6. We replace negative 1 with 0. 0 times negative 2 is 0. 0 plus 4 is 4. So our second point is 0, 4. And then our third point, we're going to use x as 1. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 4 is positive 2. So our third point is 1, 2. Now we have our 3 points in our table of values. So step 3, we want to plot these points. And step 4, we'll draw a line through the points. So our first point is negative 1, 6. Our second point is 0, 4. And our third point is 1, 2. Once we have our 3 points, we'll then draw a line through the 3 points. And that will give us the sketch of y is equal to negative 2x plus 4. Question number 2. You were given the equation y is equal to 3x minus 1. Step 1, plug 3 different x values into the equation. So again, I'll plug in negative 1, 0, and positive 1. And step 2, we'll record each xy coordinate in a table of values. So when we plug in negative 1 for x, 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 minus 1 gives you negative 4. So our first point is negative 1, negative 4. When we plug in 0 for x, 3 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. So our second point is 0, negative 1. And then our third point, we're going to use x is equal to positive 1. 3 times 1 is positive 3. Minus 1 gives you positive 2. So when x is 1, y is 2. So now we have the 3 points of this line. So step 3, we want to plot the 3 points. And then step 4, we'll draw a line through the 3 points. So we'll go to negative 1, negative 4, plot that point. 0, negative 1, plot that point. And then 1, 2, plot that point. And now once you've plotted the 3 points, you want to draw a line straight through the 3 points to give you the sketch of y is equal to 3x minus 1. And now question number 3. We were given 2y minus 4x is equal to 10. So we want to change this to slope-intercept form before we start plugging in values. So step 1, add 4x to both sides to give us 2y is equal to 4x plus 10. To isolate this y, we want to get rid of this coefficient of 2. So step 2, divide both sides by 2, giving us an equation of y is equal to 4x divided by 2 is 2x. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So this is the equation that we want to sketch. Y is equal to 2x plus 5. So once we have that equation, step 3, we can follow our normal steps now. Plug 3 different x values into the equation. So we'll plug in negative 1, 0, and 1, as we did previously. And step 4, we'll record each xy coordinate in a table of values. When we plug in negative 1 for x, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, plus 5 will give you positive 3. So that gives you negative 1, 3 as your first point. When we plug in 0 for x, 2 times 0 will give you 0, plus 5 will give you 5. So you get 0, 5. Then lastly, 2 times 1 will give you 2. Plus 5 will give you 7. So you get 1, 7 as your third point. And now step 5, plot the 3 points. And step 6, draw a line through the points. So we plot -1, +3. We plot 0, 5. And we plot 1, 7. They're on the same trajectory, so we can draw a line straight through. And this would be the sketch of y is equal to 2x plus 5.